poem exalting the merits of love over lust. Welcome to Strip Cover Lit, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Fort, and we're here for another poetry discussion, which will appear, of course, in the poetry discussion playlist here on the channel. Today's poem is Down Wanton Love, or Down Wanton Down, pardon me, by Robert Graves. The poem in question reads as such: Down, wanton, down. Have you no shame that at the temper of love's name or beauty's presto up you raise your angry head and stand at gaze? Poor bombard captain, sworn to reach the ravelin and effect a breach, indifferent what you storm or why, so be that in the breach you die. Love may be blind, but love at least knows what is man and what mere beast, or beauty wayward what requires more delicacy from her squires. Tell me, my witless, whose one boast could be your staunchness at the post, when were you made a man of parts to think fine and profess the arts? Will many gifted beauty comb, bowing your bald rule of thumb, or love swear loyalty to your crown? Begone, have done. Down, wanton, down. I think the best place to start with this poem is by addressing the word wanton. Not quite archaic a term, but something that I think is rare enough. It begs definition. We have from the Oxford Dictionary, a definition of wanton: of a cruel or violent action, deliberate and unprovoked. That, though it is a definition of wanton, is tertiary to the way that I believe it is used here, which is sexually unrestrained or having many casual sexual relationships, typically used of a woman. And in that definition, we sort of understand the connotation of wanton, wanton being of ill sexual repute. I would dare jest, right? So you have the sort of dichotomy between how sexuality in males and females is seen, and the suggestion that wanton in reference to female sexuality being unrestrained is a gesture towards that idea of unrestrained sexuality being a negative. And here our speaker, though the gender is not defined, seems to be there are sort of references to the sexuality of the speaker being male. So we have here what we have here um, is the speaker delineating love from lust. So you have wanton, down, meaning, hey, go away. Lust, wanton being sort of interchangeable here with lust. And that becomes separate from love slash beauty. So love's name here is used in correlation with beauty. So wanton and lust are opposite of love and beauty. So what we have in the first stanza is the speaker saying, I don't want to be lustful. I am not looking for the lustful. I am not looking for unrestrained sexuality. What I am looking for is something more than that. I am looking for love. I am looking for beauty. And at any mention of beauty, my lust prevails and it stops me from having the beautiful. This second stanza here, poor bombard captain, sworn to reach the ravelin and effect a breach, indifferent what you storm or why, so be that in your breach you die. This, a bombard is it's a cannon, more or less. Bombard is basically heavy artillery to bombard something. So, what we're talking about here is when you are acting with lust as opposed to love, it is dangerous. You can storm the beaches and die. And in fact, you are indifferent to what it is that you storm. You are indifferent to where it is that you attack. This lust is overtaking you completely, and you become sort of lesser than. In fact, in this next stanza, we get what it is that our speaker is really meaning. When you are acting on lust, you become a beast, you become bestial, you become less than human, you become animalistic. Love is human. Lust is animal. Our speaker is railing against those baser drives, railing against that which sort of demunes, that which reduces the speaker, saying, hey, I'm not going to let you override the human part of me, because love or beauty requires more delicacy, requires more civility, requires a higher class of sophistication than lust. And lust is being a beast. It is dumb. It is lesser than. It is not the higher form of us. Then we have here, tell me, my witless, again referring to the wanton, the lustful, the beast as witless, as acting, not thinking. Tell me, my witless, whose one boast could be your staunchness at the post. When were you made a man of parts, to think fine and profess the arts? This is saying, hey, I, the human part of me, overrides you because I have class and sophistication. I have those things which you lack. Perhaps I will employ you when my love is my own, when I have won the day for the beautiful. But right now, hey, you work for me. Love is multivalent. Will many gifted beauty come, bowing to your bald rule of thumb? So I think I said comb earlier, didn't I? Or love swear loyalty to your crown? Begone, have done. Down, wanton, down. This leads us to ask, is love greater than lust? That begs the question. This poem begs the question. The poem making the assertion that love is the greater force begs the question, pardon me, whether or not that is the truth. It is a rather convincing argument from our speaker that love should prevail, that love is the greater force. And that in itself begs the question, why? If there is no truth but nature, and nature says, hey, baby, get it on, what could possibly be greater than naturalistic forces? Well, the argument here seems to be that if there is more to love than lust, those other parts are the more important part. How do you look after your love? How do you take care of your lover? That would seem to be the human, then, part of a relationship. Do you protect? Do you provide? Do you comfort? All of these things are the root cause of the higher order to love. So the relationship as a whole between two people is more important than those baser drives, those animalistic urges. The poem does not make the argument, however, that those should not exist. It's simply making the argument that the first and foremost are those more sophisticated, more civil acts of the relationship. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting a like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, literature is the only thing I talk about on this channel. There's poetry every Monday, and I hope to have you back for the next one.